Hey, welcome to Black Hole Woodworking. My name's Matt. Today we're making a planter out of firewood. The first thing I do is take my new favorite piece of firewood over to the bandsaw. Here I'm cutting 1/2 inch strips of wood. The planter itself is going to be 8 inches by 8 inches, and it's going to be 5 inches tall for the box. Plus I'm going to put about a 3-inch leg underneath, and I'm going to turn a wood bowl to catch the water for when we water the plants that are in there, so that none of those drips get onto our furniture, because this planter will be inside. As you can see right now, I've just kind of been ripping the wood down, milling it flat, and at the bandsaw here I'm just trying to get the most out of each piece so that I can glue them up to make the box. A quick and easy trick for me was to take the short end of the stick that I was going to cut and just line it up with the back of the saw, because that's where it would end up getting cut at the skinniest part. And once I had that all lined up, then cutting the piece of wood was a breeze. Here I'm just jointing the edges flat so that I can make a good glue joint. The glue up here is pretty straightforward. I'm going to glue up 3 pieces together and then cut them into 5-inch strips. That'll be the height of the planter box. And I need 4 sides, so 2 are going to come out of those 3 pieces, and then another 2 5-inch strips from these other 2 sections that I'm gluing up. While the glue is drying for the box sides, I'm going to start on the bottom. So here I'm back to the jointer, just flattening out that piece of wood to go back to the bandsaw. I found that it was much easier to get these things through the bandsaw nicely when I ran them through the jointer between each pass through the bandsaw. Here they're going to be about a 1/2 inch thick, just like the sides. Got some more edges to trim off at the bandsaw. Now that the glue is dry for the planter box sides, I take them back to the planer. This actually took quite a while, as this wood wasn't in the best shape and I had to go and take really shallow passes. Next I trimmed the feet down, making a square edge. Using my stop block, I set them up to cut the 8-inch length that I need for each of the panels for the box. This stop block is set to 5 inches, which is going to be the height of the planter box. I'm going to get 2 pieces out of this one piece here. I'd like to say my math on this was super good, because you'll see in a moment here I only take just a sliver off the wood, but we'll call that a happy accident. This is for one of the sides. It's being cut to 5 inches, which is the height of the box. To put the box together, I'm going to cut rabbets into the sides and the bottom of the sides. That way we'll get a nice strong joint and it will be a nice and easy glue up. My test fit worked out really well. I was super happy with it. The glue up was really easy. One band clamp got me the sides glued up. To fit the bottom into the box, I just marked it out on the box and then cut it out at the table saw. Like a glove. Time to glue the bottom onto the box. Yes. On to the feet. These feet are going to be about a 1/4 inch thick. I think that's around 6 millimeters. For us metric folks, it's about 12 millimeters thick for the actual size of the planter box, and about 6 millimeters for the feet. The process here is largely the same. I end up cutting the boards down so they're square, and in this case they're going to be 1.5 inches in width, and then I'm going to miter the corners so that they fit together really nicely. Here I'm cutting them all to their final length. What I found worked really good for these corners was to take a drop of crazy glue and then put wood glue on the sides. That way the crazy glue will act as my clamp, because I don't really have a good way to clamp these things. And it actually ended up working super well. They set really strong and really quickly. I also managed to glue my thumb to the wood. Alright, you're done. You can stand there now. I did a little cleanup on the inside of these things. That way when I glue them to the planter box, there won't be awkward lumps to try and squish through. To attach these legs to the box, all I'm using is glue. And a band clamp. To clean up my miter joints, I'm just using a screwdriver to kind of bend over the corners of the wood. It actually worked out really well. They don't look like they've been squished. They're just sort of a nice, very, very gentle easing over of the wood. From the leftover piece of the log, I decided I was going to make a bowl to catch the water that will fall out of the planter when we water it. I am not a good wood turner. I'm just starting and just learning, so you'll probably see a ton of things I could have done better, or things that I just didn't do right in the first place. But I had some fun and ended up with a half decent looking bowl. There, I finally got it round. Now it's time to start shaping the inside. Here we're just pausing to do a depth check to make sure that I'm not going to go too deep. And then on to the sanding. Sanding on a lathe is a lot of fun. On the inside of the bowl, I tried to get that little centerpiece to come out as best I could, and then kind of chiseled the rest of it out once I got to that point. For the finish, I'm using my wax with coconut oil blend, and I'm giving it a good thick coat because these pieces on the inside are going to hold water. On the outside, I'm using the same wax finish. It'll give it the protection it needs, even though it won't be as thick of a coating. Hey, if you're liking this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If I've earned your subscription today, thank you very much. Please share these videos and help this channel grow. Here's the final planter box. The bowl fits under there nicely. I think it looks great. This project was a lot of fun. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you next time.